When we're back, yes, boulders were like
Speaking of icy hells.
Yes, speaking of icy hells.
Excellent segue I accidentally made.
Here you are in this, it's not really a dungeon, it's more of just like a treasure room.
Yeah, this is actually way better than a dungeon. We got to skip all the traps and the monsters, and we just found the loot.
Right.
We made it a dungeon.
Neal took in like an original D&D adventure and just cut out all the dangerous parts and gave us what we wanted.
Everyone just gets treasure. So the players have asked me to do some math and sort out exactly how much everything weighs, which revealed that the amount of treasure was grossly out of proportion for the weight. So the weight of the treasure has gone from 300 pounds to 1,000 pounds because...
You didn't have to take responsibility for that. You could have just blamed it on Grimes's gauge check.
I am... Oh, that could have been good. I'm just trying to blame it on you. Like, you could have just had 300 pounds worth of treasure that was worth 2.5 million. But...
All right.
If you hadn't asked any questions, it would have been easier to move.
So that 15% then, that's art objects, yeah? So that's 150 pounds.
No, that is 250 pounds of art objects, 100 pounds of copper, 500 pounds of silver, and 150 pounds of gold.
I say we just take the gems and art objects, maybe stuff some coins in a bag, and just strap the goblets to the sled.
We still can't take 250 pounds. That wouldn't drop enough.
We can drag that as I can take 200.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do 250.
We were assuming it was 300 pounds, and with everything else we have to drag, it would still be too much for us to carry on the sled and go to 1/4 of our movement. We want at least 1/4 movement to account for blizzards and to account for the fact that we're probably going to have to find some food as we go, and that will slow us down even more.
But we'll speed up as we burn firewood.
I will say, I would not count on finding food if we travel straight across.
We're going to be going by beaches, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll have to go to the coast.
All right.
We're literally right on the coast, so we can. I assume that we can find like food on the coast. Like that's usually where we find meat.
Okay, going along the coast is divergent from a straight line. So.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I assumed we were going to go like this, kind of. I assumed we were going to follow it here. Probably not follow it through here because that's too much of a detour.
You've thought this through. Good.
Okay. So we spend most of that afternoon moving art objects from the treasury to the sled.
So let me find
out of the pit. God, this is going to be.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Hold on.
It's going to take you probably a couple of days if you want to get everything out of here. If you just want the art objects and the gold, you can probably do it by the end of the day today.
Okay, I want to do some sled math with you guys here really fast because this is important. What can everybody carry? What can everybody help pull on the sled and keep us at 1/4 of our movement speed? I can add 75. I think Ryan can add 65.
So let's say 60.
60.
Although I've got the crossbow added to my character sheet, so that's another 5 pounds.
160.
160. What can you do, Yarmir? Going up to 1/4. I know you can't add much, but we might.
Like negligible. Going all the way to 1/3, I can add another 20 pounds, 26 pounds.
So that's 315 pounds that we can pull on the sled. Now we have sled weight.
630, right? Total.
Yeah, 630. So we'll not bother with the cutting things in half. So yeah, we'll make that 630. So we have 336 pounds of firewood, plus 78 plus 78. 492 just for the rations. We have another 70 for the tent, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 562 pounds, which means we can carry about 80 pounds of stuff.
Hold on. How much firewood are we taking?
336 pounds. We need that much to burn. It's 168. Month, right? Yeah, it's 168 hours in a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we need 12 hours a day, so we need 2 weeks essentially.
Maybe I shouldn't be getting involved, but wouldn't it be easier to move along the edge of the forest and not have to carry wood with you?
Get out of this party.
Yes,
who do you think
but
we talked
if
about
we
that.
do that, it's such a massive detour, and it takes us by those gnolls.
Yeah, that was the bigger concern was the tower is Gnoll HQ, and we don't want to get ambushed moving at movement rate like 3.
Yeah,
with millions.
My concern is if there's a blizzard on the way, though.
And that's why the blizzard is specifically why we're carrying 336 pounds so we don't freeze to death, but also why I want us to stay at 1/4 movement because then we should still be able to make it there in time.
Okay, so it sounds like we only get 80 pounds of loot out of here.
It's slightly less than that. It's 68 pounds.
Okay, so we just strap a couple goblets to our wood pile.
Yeah, so we can carry 68 of this 1,000 pounds of treasure. We find like the most valuable, the highest value per pound items we can.
Yeah,
Sure.
were there gems, Neal?
We wrap those all up in blankets and stuff.
I just have it all kind of like put in the category of art objects, which are usually gem-studded things that have practical and aesthetic value to them.
Okay.
There are some just like straight up jewelry with gems in them, but there aren't any like bag of gems lying around. So if you're the best bang for the buck is going to be the art objects. They are the most valuable for the least amount of weight.
Okay.
And there's 250 pounds of those. And you want how many?
So we'll carry 68 pounds of art objects.
Okay.
So we take,
I can actually.
Also, we take the magical gear, but I assume everybody else replaces that gear.
yeah.
So like you're replacing your magic crossbow.
Yeah, I wasn't originally, but let's.
Yarmir can
I'm
carry
gonna-
the Ankh because he did drop the fishing net.
All right, I'm gonna leave my so I can actually carry another 8.5 pounds, I think.
Okay.
Actually,
that'll
less
be
than
enough
that.
because we need to put
8
the leather armor
pounds.
on the sled because I'm not wearing that.
Okay.
So that'll just account for the leather armor.
I don't think there's anything else I can drop. We need to get our dogs, man.
Yeah. Or just the better sled that cuts the
Who
weight
ever heard of a
down.
dog pulling a sled?
Sleds are on the way.
Yeah, and like beyond that, we also have the fact that once we get the better sled, that's like instead of half the weight, it's a fifth of the weight. So that's a pretty big chunk taken
Is
off.
it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's what it originally was, and then Neal was like, "Okay, that's too good for your shitty board of a sled."
Yeah.
All right, so where am I trapping? Where do
Just along the hall. I would actually suggest you do it both
ask-
ways.
When we're done with this, is there some way we can grease this bridge?
Well, that's a good idea.
Home Alone. I like it.
But we'd have to ungrease it on the way back.
Plus, I'm worried
That's
that
okay.
if it's greased, I'm worried that it would be somewhat.
I think we sweep it clean.
I want it to be completely like there was dirt that kind of.
I am almost
signed it.
certain that over 1,500 years, Gnolls have probably found this bridge.
Mhm.
This was not a particularly difficult to find bridge.
What I'm saying is, I think if it's invisible, like it's possible they found it, but when they found it, it might have been invisible and they never put two and two together.
Yeah.
Like we kind of had the idea because there was some dirt floating in the air, right? We would not have assumed there was a bridge here without seeing that dirt.
All right, Neal, I'm going to use my old crossbow and set it up as a crossbow trap on the entrance to the.
I'm pretty certain whatever we leave here is going to be gone when we come back.
On the entrance to the treasury.
What is the
We
trigger
literally cannot
mechanism
carry more.
for the crossbow?
I think it'll be like a pressure plate on the ground, attached via rope to the trigger up above. I don't know. It says in this proficiency that I can make a crossbow trap is actually one of the examples they give.
Right.
But that given the equipment
suggest you
that I
do
have
it early on
But I
and in both directions
feel
because
like
we
you-
don't.
You need like some sort of like hidden thing, and I don't know how you're gonna make a pressure plate. You know, like if there was a door, it'd be really easy. You just attach it to the door, so when the door opens, the bolt fires. But like, there's no door here. It's been like literally ripped off its hinges and lying on the ground. So I don't know how you
Could I
make
make use of my bind spell perhaps to get it like just on like a jutting out piece of ground? I can make the rope tie itself to it for him.
I can tie the rope myself. Can't
You
I?
could. I think
mean, I
the only
may just
issue is
need
that
to
it would then be like an obvious trap that you'd have like
Yeah.
a rope going across the frame. You need some
I need,
sort of like.
I need to get
hidden-
some string or thread. I think I'll just wind up using rope.
I will point out that we have had how much twine?
I don't care how much twine there is back at the fort. I've got to make do with what I have.
I just gonna point out it's been sitting there waiting for you.
I'll requisition it next time.
Yarmir, do you really think the Gnolls are going to find whatever we leave here?
If they do, then we'll come back and hunt them down and kill them.
Yarmir doesn't, but Greg sure does.
Okay, well, if Yarmir doesn't.
I think from a narrative perspective, yes, it seems likely because that's the kind of thing that a GM would do from a narrative perspective. But Neal runs things very simulationist, and I think that there's going to be a chance for them to find it. But I
feel
don't
like
think
the
it's a sure thing.
metagaming level is way too high.
Okay.
Oh
in
no,
this
no,
game.
I'm speaking in character. It's not like we have any other choice.
Okay, Neal,
but-
Speaking in character about the
All right.
GM.
No. When I say in character, like we're doing this because we have no choice. But
Well,
I'm
we do have a
talking
choice,
out
though.
of- Yeah, I'm talking
So
about
I
the
think-
game there.
Two of us could stay back here and guard it. Kill any Gnolls that stumble upon it. Make sure that they don't have a chance to report back to their friends. while 2 people head up to the lighthouse and bring the ship back.
If the
That's the
Gnolls
other
come in
option.
force, we can't. 2 people won't be enough to hold it.
But why would they come in force?
I would be perfectly comfortable hiding out in this town and engaging in guerrilla warfare with Gnolls, if that's your plan.
I strongly oppose this plan. Ferris does as well, because splitting the party in a place as dangerous as this is a
much more efficient method to achieve our goals.
Yes,
exactly.
And how many times have
we
we survived combat encounters within a hair of our lives with all 4 of us fighting together?
What do you say, Yaramir?
All right,
What do
Neal,
you
I
say?
would like.
What do you say about the idea of leaving 2 people behind? And 2 people behind until we get the boat.
I think it's probably a wise plan to protect the wealth. I think it's very possible now that door is open, things may find it, but traveling out here has been harsh and difficult. I think it's very likely that the 2 that are traveling from here to Lighthouse may come across a situation they may desire to have all 4 of us with.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. But you'd be moving a lot quicker.
Sure.
I think perhaps it may be better to leave as much protection as we can here passively and make as quick time as we can back once Zsasz' ship arrives.
I think that's our best bet. Even if the Gnolls arrive and they take the treasure, we hunt them down and take it back.
We don't know how many Gnolls live in that tower. If they get to it, we can't just storm it.
We've fought greater numbers of Gnolls before. I'm sure we can do it again.
All right, Neal. So the crossbow trap I want to rig will not be set by like a pressure plate in the doorway. I'm going to tie it to the most valuable item we're leaving behind.
Ooh.
So so it'll be like on a string, maybe like try to conceal a string to like the bottom of a goblet.
Right,
so that when
like
the goblet
bury the
gets
goblet
picked
with
up,
coins, so when they pull the goblet out, it tugs the rope, and then I like it. That's good. That's real good. Okay.
Yeah. So my old crossbow will be like added to the like hidden in the treasure pile, loaded and pointed at a buried goblet on a
pull
poster.
the goblet, and all of a sudden, an arrow flies out.
And it'll be like the most prominent. Like it'll be like the goblet maybe buried at the top of the coffer of coins. Like I put the shiniest looking of the art objects we're leaving behind.
You make it as appealing as possible.
And I guess I've got to pass this check, don't I?
Yes, you do. Which
Barely.
you just passed by the skin of your teeth. Okay.
And then I've got 40 caltrops that I want to leave scattered down the hallway. Did we say right under? How about right under where we go in? Right under like the.
Well, I was thinking that on our way out,
like
we
this hallway here, right?
Oh, I didn't see where you were looking. Hold on. Ping it again.
There.
That's why you just
okay. Like
So
underneath all the
caltrops
snow.
along this. So there will be 40 caltrops. I think it'll be spread 20 feet, 10 feet to either side of.
Okay, so like buried in the snow, there's going to be caltrops.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll set that like on our way out so that we
Sure.
don't.
Next time you come back here, if you do not ask or specifically say that you are avoiding the caltrops, if I remember, you will walk into them.
Sure.
So
any other traps you guys want me to leave?
Before we do leave, though, I want to take like a copper coin or something that's like cheap but of a decent weight. I want to try chucking it down this pit and see how deep it is.
My arrow never hit the bottom, but
it was pretty light though, and I'm imagining like a metallic object might make a more solid thud or clang on whatever it hits.
Well, you lean over the edge. The only light is produced by the lantern, so there's not a lot
But I've got
of light.
my 60-foot infravision.
You do.
Which is just as good.
You do. And you toss the coin, and it falls out of view.
And I never hear anything?
Do we have any torches?
Okay.
I don't know. Does anyone have any torches?
Can we just set some mundane piece of something on fire? What do we have?
We can always grab wood from the surface.
I've got some spare bolt shafts that didn't have that I used the heads to make a trap at some point.
Sure, you can take some time to like set those on fire.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a little fire of like the 4 spare bolt shafts that I had and shove them off the edge and see how far I can track the light fall.
It drops. You can make a gauge check to see how far, and then it just vanishes. Like
it falls into water, or like it disappears from sight.
It disappears from sight. It's just like everything. It's falling. It's this glowing thing, and then just like the glowing stops, and it's just like black down there. You know,
abruptly, or like it just went out of view.
Abruptly.
Okay. Well,
so
I passed the gauge check.
It falls like 100 and something feet, like 110. Oh, you rolled really well. Like 105 feet or whatever. and then just like vanishes from sight.
Okay.
So, well, I don't want to fall 100 feet.
No.
Let's not fall.
And I don't want to fall 100 feet into a sphere of annihilation.
Is there some distance of fall that insta-kills you in this game? There's something like that, right? Oh, no, it's if you take more than 50 damage, you have to roll system shock.
Make a system shock check.
But you just take d6s every 10 feet until you die?
Yeah, it's 10d6. It's 35 damage on average.
Yeah, with a successful tumble, I could reduce that in half. Yeah, I've got a very low likelihood of surviving 100 plus foot fall.
You can do it. I believe
I don't get lucky.
Can you tumble at 100 feet?
I don't think so. I think there's probably a height limit on your tumbling.
I think it's like 60 feet.
No, there's not. It reduces in half anything above 20, I think.
I think it's capped at 60.
There ought to be an upper bounds for that. You can't jump out of an airplane and take half damage because you
There are people that have survived those sorts of
things. Those are super fucking edge cases, man.
Yeah, that's because they hit like a
60
tree
feet.
canopy.
Yeah, 60 feet or less is the.
There we go.
Is the limit.
Perfect.
Or none of 10 feet or less.
So, what are you guys doing now?
Okay, Faris, you've thought about the time, right? How pressed for time are we? Can we spend a couple more days here?
I would not recommend it. We're going to be traveling slowly as it is. We want to make sure that Zsasz doesn't leave before we get there.
She'll hang around for a week or two, did she not say? Because I'm thinking that one, Yaramir could conduct his ritual, and two, we could spend the day shoveling snow into the pit.
How many days have we
You want to take snow, haul it down 80 feet of stairs, and then dump one shovel load?
No, not that pit. To make it look like there's no
hole,
like obvious hole where we went down
that
into the
pit, the upstairs pit. Okay.
The upstairs one, yeah.
How many days have we been here?
You've spent 3 nights.
Okay, Zsasz said she'll be back in about a month, so we have about, let's say 26 days left. Let's assume bad, but then we can add. I don't want to push the 7-day barrier. I will not push that 7-day barrier because if we're any slower than we need to be, then I want that to be like our buffer window, right?
What I'm saying though is that if we leave this place dug out, we can guarantee that any Gnolls that see it are going to go down there. Whereas if we fill it with snow, there's a chance that they might not even see it.
All right, 26 days. How far do we have to travel? Let me add these up really fast. Assuming we're going along the coast. There's 9 miles, and then there's another. It's about 8 there. So there's 17, and then all there to the lighthouse. There's another 9.
26.
And there, we have to go another 3 from there. So we have to travel a little over a mile a day. Right now, and as it is, what's the usual? Is it like D8 plus 6 is our usual roll?
It depends on the weather. 2d6 plus 6 is for calm. D8 plus 6 is light. D6 plus 3 is moderate.
I'm gonna assume D6 plus 3 because that's probably what we're gonna get. Times
that's still over a mile a day.
A little bit, yeah.
So we're gonna be all right. I think we should take the time to fill in the snow. I
think we can take 1 to 2 days, but no more than that.
All right, 2 days. Yaramir, you do your ritual. Grimes, Faris, you help me fill in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we leave.
All right. So it takes you the better part of the day to haul out this loot, do all this crap, get upstairs, and then just fill in the snow as much as possible. You guys end the day fairly exhausted.
On the way back, I stick with that single file thing. I'm going to cover as many tracks around this pit as I can. I really want this thing to look undisturbed.
Yeah.
Well, time will do that. So you fill it in as best as you can and return to your little happy hut.
Yep. And just doing the
march. To the tavern? No, to our storage hut.
Yeah.
No, to our little storage hut.
Storage hut. Okay.
All right.
Safe for that.
But we haven't lit a fire there yet.
We can light a fire because it's a house, Neal, right? There's a fireplace.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you can build a fire in here.
All right.
If not in a proper fireplace, there's lacking windows and you can just let the smoke blow out and it'll just be chilly but fine. You can even set up your tent inside if you want.
So did we decide to keep the party together and head towards the lighthouse as a unit? Yeah.
We're gonna spend 1 more day correcting the snow, right, while Yaramir casts Identify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll go the day after.
He can do his 8 hours of prep before memorizing the spell, correct? Can Yaramir prep his Identify tonight get a good night's sleep, wake up, memorize, identify, use it on the...
If he uses a separate building, I will allow him to prep it the day before, and then like the next morning, maybe just do an extra hour of prep to like clear up from all the stuff that's blown.
Isn't it already like late in the day though?
Yes,
maybe not. But if he but he could have done that while we were moving loot, whatever. It's
a little bit late now.
We'll spend.
Plus, we're gonna spend all day anyways tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, we're fine. We can do it tomorrow.
All right, so you guys rest.
I think tonight we do normal watches instead of Ferris doing the all-nighter because I've been up all day.
And with all the shoveling of everything, I'm going to say it's like strenuous activity for the day. Anyone that was shoveling snow gains no HP.
Okay. I'm at full, so.
And we move on to the next day. It is Monday, the 27th of November, 1509, and it is a light day.
Good. Well, it's tomorrow we want it to be light, but that bodes well for the future.
Okay. So, Yaromir, I think today is your day, right? You're casting Identify?
Yeah, I am.
I
was hoping you would tell me when I leveled up last, but it sounds like I'm just going to use my 4 items on our 4 new ones, because I don't know when I failed on the other 2.
I want to be in the same building, or maybe on the roof or something. I like keep out of his way because I know he needs privacy for it. But I want to make sure that if the Gnolls come back, like that's their place that they tend to rest in. I want to make sure that if they come back, I can warn him even if it interrupts the spell.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do the Ankh and your amulet first.
Well, if I already failed on my amulet this level, then I can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Right, which is why I was trying to make chat tell me when I leveled. But
we'll start with the Ankh, right? Because everything else is most likely just going to be a +1 weapon or whatever.
To be clear, though, don't do it in the tavern. Do it in just like another house.
Yeah.
Because the tavern...
Or he could get a room in the inn or something like that, or like a corner of the kitchen. He just needs like a little ritual circle to make.
Yeah, but if you do it in that building, there's a chance that the Gnolls come back and ruin it. Like, whereas he does it in just a random house nearby our storage house. It's safe. I mean, like, why do the identify ritual inside the Gnolls tavern?
If the Gnolls come back, I'm interrupting the identify no matter what. Like, I'm not gonna have him sitting around and completely draining. Like, I've seen him just like fucking pass out after he cast that spell before. I'm not letting him go through with that.
I lose all of my con.
I mean, I know. I just don't see what the advantage of doing it in the tavern is, but it's Yaromir's decision.
The fact that he doesn't have to move and makes fewer footprints that I have to cover back up, because I already have to go with you guys and make sure that your footprints don't leave a big wide trail.
We're not in the tavern though. We're in the storage house.
We didn't go back to the tavern?
No, I don't think so.
I assumed we did. Why would we not go back to the spigot thing?
Because we don't really want to have to fight the Gnolls anymore.
Yeah. I thought you always wanted to kill Gnolls.
Yeah. But now we've got a more important task.
if we're in another building, that's another thing. But either way, I'm still keeping a lookout all day. So I want to make sure that Yaromir is not going to be incapacitated when we need him.
You know, actually, I don't protest too much. You do what you want to do. I trust Yaromir to look after his own stuff.
All right, so we decided on a location?
Your decision.
All right, I start setting up. Yeah. I take out the 4 items, the dragon scale, shield, the ankh, the armor, and the crossbow, and I place them on the ground, and I begin drawing out on the ground. You're probably using like a stick. I could probably find like a dirt ground or something, or I find like just some piece of chalk or anything that makes a mark. And I begin drawing out the symbol of the identify like star around my eye, and each point of the star is one of these items. I then find some ground silver and ingest it, and I kind of clean each of the items. Like I clean them from an occult fashion, make sure that their energies are uninterrupted with silver, making sure that they're easy to flow. And then I kind of trace my steps into the circle while incanting the necessary language and fall into a bit of a trance as I inspect each of these items in turn, looking through the binds that tie them to the arcane and their exact nature.
Okay. What would you like to start with?
The first one I would like to start with is the Ankh.
Come on.
And it's a 40% chance because of your...
I believe it's 10% per level, yeah.
And you
Let me
level
double
4.
check. The chance of learning a piece of information about an item is equal to 10% per level of the caster.
Okay. The Ankh is failed.
Okay. Then I would like to move on to the armor.
Okay. You get one item, one read per detection. So this is your first successful read.
And then after that, I'd like to move on to the shield and then crossbow.
Someone's like diddling their microphone.
Oh, was that me typing?
That's my fault. I apologize.
Oh, okay. You're fine. There's like some.
Yeah. So you get one property of the armor, one property of the crossbow, and you failed the other two. I hope I'm not breaking anything for you by announcing that publicly. I probably should have just given you these.
You got the order wrong, maybe, or did he failed the first and third check?
Yeah, but the first one was the Ankh.
Yeah, and then the third was the shield, which is a fail, and then the last one was the crossbow, which is a pass.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to use the shield anyway, so.
It's cursed. Ha!
Yarmir comes out of his trance.
Have we managed to shovel the snow, Neal, successfully over this day?
Oh, that's
Wait,
right.
give me 1 second here.
Furious typing. I hope there's background music or something.
You don't hear protein fields in the background?
No, that might be.
I've not been hearing anything.
Discord hasn't worked the entire time.
What?
Yeah. Remember, you couldn't get it working. You were like, "No, Discord's fucked."
Yeah, then I fixed it. It was working. It was working for a while. I can't believe it
was
hasn't
never
been
working this session. I had not heard it since it started.
Can chat hear?
They better be able to hear.
Chat, are you rocking out to the beats of tabletop audio?
Yeah, I hear something on the stream, but there's been nothing on Discord.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. There should have been stuff the whole time. Anyway,
I'll just start up tabletop audio.
Yeah.
Right.
Protein Fields is what's playing right now. It's lovely.
So, Neal, you done texting Greg?
Yes.
So, do we successfully smooth the snow and fill it in?
Yes,
we could,
you can't fill in the entire pit because it's 300 feet across and 80 feet deep, and that's
no, at the very bottom. So now there'll be like a concealed rope trap at the very entrance.
Yes,
with a layer of caltrops and under the snow beneath them.
Yes.
All right. Should we roll anything for that, or is it just concealed? How do you? I guess we'll.
Well, I'll deal with it.
You handle that.
Yeah, I'll just handle it. You spend your day doing this and keeping a lookout, and there's no sign of Gnolls.
That's good.
All right, then we leave in the morning.
We can leave immediately after Yarmir finishes his ritual, right?
No, he needs to rest.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I'll need a day to recover my... basically, that's before fine. I pass out afterwards, I'll let you know that the crossbow is a crossbow of accuracy, and it treats all ranges as short.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
And the leather armor is magically strengthened, and it has a moderate bonus to its defensive properties.
Moderate.
More than +1, probably.
Yeah.
So
what's the base armor of leather AC? Is it
Plus
12 or
3.
11?
13.
It's 13?
It's 13. Well, with the new armor, new gear system, yes. Leather's
Holy
13.
shit, I'm switching to the leather armor then.
Chain is 15. Plate is 19.
So it needs to be +2 to be as good as chain.
Even if it's -1, I'd say that's probably worth. Like 14, I can't really complain about. You said it's magically strengthened, which implies it's a better AC, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Ferris is like, who cares if it's ugly?
There is a yes, it's defensive capability.
For the sake of being able to move unencumbered, I will switch to the leather armor, regardless of.
Can you repeat what you said about the crossbow? It treats
all ranges as short.
Holy cow! Okay.
Nice. But can it still not shoot past its maximum range?
Correct.
So it's a light crossbow, correct, Neal?
Yes.
So its range. My range is just 180 yards.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. How much does leather armor weigh?
15 pounds, I believe.
Okay, so we have 40 pounds. Who has like all of our sled stuff? Can you add 40 pounds of mail armor?
Do you want me to keep track of that, or do you want to keep track of the sled?
Will that mess up how much weight you can carry across the tundra if you're adding 40 pounds of armor?
No, because I'm going to be helping carry the sled.
In fact, it would increase the amount of weight we could carry across the tundra.
Cool. So you could carry an additional 20 pounds then?
An additional half of the weight.
It would be
the difference between mail and leather.
It's 20 pounds for leather.
Divided times 2.
So you said leather is 20 pounds?
40 for chain, so you could do another 12.5 pounds of loot on your tray.
So it's 15 for that. I'm down way. Oh man, I'm way out of encumbrance territory. This is awesome.
Nick, are you still keeping track of the sled?
No, I think now that we've got all the treasure on it and all the firewood and all the food, and we're all dragging it, if you want to just do it, that's.
Okay, I will keep track of it. So, on the sled, what do we have? We have our food, clearly.
All of our food. Yeah. We've ate some more, so that dropped us down another day. We had 78, so now we're down to 74.
Why are you guys fucking with my thing? Oh my lord.
It's 148 pounds of rations, Greg.
Why is this necessary to what the fuck? Okay, there we go.
Language, boys.
I don't even know what's happening.
You can't change the thing I'm working with, and like, I'm so confused. Okay.
Let the accountant play with his spreadsheets. I'd be upset if people messed with my spreadsheets.
I understand.
Only William and Yarmir can touch spreadsheets now.
300. We're going to cut down 336 pounds of firewood.
366 pounds.
336.
336 pounds. Okay.
40 pounds of mail armor.
Mail armor, 40 pounds.
What else? Just the weight of the sled and the tent together is 70.
Yeah.
Sled plus tent is 70.
And I think that's it. Oh, and then 68 pounds of art objects.
Art objects, 68 pounds.
And that's.
Can't we take an extra 12 pounds now that you've switched to?
We could, but we already spent all that time covering up the hole, so no, we can't.
Oh, yeah.
You have to dig it on.
Okay. Yeah.
So Neal, I don't know what my AC is anymore. I know it's at least 14 with this.
Right.
Which means that under most situations, I'll have at least 17.
At least 17
because of my AC or my dex bonus.
Right. So why don't you just keep it as 13? Giving you AC 13 plus your dex, and I will account for the magical bonuses.
Okay, and then once I.
And when so if what is your bonus to AC from dex? 4?
3.
3. So you've got AC 16.
Okay.
And I will just call out the attack rolls and whether they hit you or not. So if I say they roll 16 against you and miss, a 17 against you and miss, an 18 against you and miss, then you know it's at least +3.
Okay, so you'll tell me the total modified attack roll.
Yes.
Awesome,
yes.
Thank you.
So what you're saying is it's at least +3.
So we have 678 pounds on the sled at this beginning. What I need to know now is how much value in art objects we are taking with us and gold. What is the amount we're salvaging, and what is the amount we're leaving in the safe?
So Neal hasn't told us that yet. How much
So you're carrying 68 pounds of art objects.
That's all the stuff we've taken from the thing.
The most valuable 68 pounds we could identify.
I'm saying they're all equally valuable just for sake
that's fair.
Of everything. Which comes out to 408,000 copper in value.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So there's, 2,092,000
Yes. Most of the value is left. You've taken about a fifth, a little less than a fifth. Good job, everybody. Big haul.
So Zsasz gets 5% of this.
So now what? Are you guys just gonna trek across the open tundra?
Yeah. We're gonna rest up and then we're gonna head back to the lighthouse.
And so that's another day of food we've used.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And Greg, if you don't want to track that, starting next session, I can take over the tracking of sled stuff if you want.
Nope.
Okay. No, it's fine.
I'm not having a repeat of we don't have any.
Oh, no, that's fair.
Oh my word.
Let me just point out, I'm not Nick, but that's okay. I get it. I understand.
I went Stanford. I had a perfectly good reason.
Sure.
I won't go into it now, but
party leader. So the next you pass that night in the quiet.
Yeah. So we filled in the rest of the hole, I believe.
You filled in the shaft, but
we filled in the shaft that we made.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what they did. Ferris wants to cover any tracks that were made that day before he goes to bed, and then we rest up that night.
Sure.
I'm just taking pure combat spells at this point until we get back to where we're going.
Yeah.
There.
Does the hole now look like it did when we found it, or not?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good.
Okay. Off you guys go. Are you following the coast?
Yeah, except I think we're gonna that little bit that looks like East Anglia. We're gonna.
That looks like what?
East Anglia.
The hell is East Anglia?
We don't
Parts
go.
of England.
We just skip across this bit right here. We don't go along the coast here.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're going along the coast. It was like 31 miles, I think, total.
Yeah, there you go. You're drawing it. That's the path.
And it was about we did the ruler bit, and it was about 31 miles.
And any nights that we see seals during the day, along the coast, we'll kill them.
So it was about 9 and then 8.
Not eat them, just kill them and move on. I get it.
Kill them and ration them.
Yeah.
Is East Anglia like a county, or is it just like a geographical, that part of England?
It's currently a geographical part of England, but once upon a time, it was a kingdom in its own right.
Ah, so they keep their kingdom identifier?
I mean, I don't really know. I just know that the kingdoms were Northumbria, Mercia, East Anglia, and Wessex. And now we still call that part of England East Anglia, even though it's
okay.
The cities and stuff there.
Okay, so for this new day, what are we rolling movement-wise?
Today is moderate day, so you're gonna roll D8 plus 3 for movement.
Okay.
And
so
then,
D8
are you guys all encumbered?
Yeah, we're all moving at quarter speed.
Holy shit! Okay.
1/4. Yeah.
Are all of you pulling this together?
Yeah, all of us are working together. I think we're going in like a big conga line. Yeah. It's because we have so many pounds of firewood.
This is how we invent the idea of sled dogs, is by lashing ourselves up as sled dogs and dragging a sled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So D8 plus 3 times 1/4. There we go. 2.25.
Nice. Good day.
2 miles.
Right. Where is our William icon? Here he is. He's way back at Fort Wick.
All right. By the way, what is?
On everything now.
So we're like right on our border of quarter move. How much can we carry by the time we'll be at half move? Because we're gonna be burning through firewood here pretty quick.
And food, because each day you eat 8 pounds of food.
How much firewood do we burn each night?
12.
Okay.
12 pounds.
All right, so I need to drop.
So I can carry 100.
I can carry 130 and be at half move.
I need to drop 40 pounds, so 80 pounds off the sled.
I need to drop 30, so 60 pounds off the sled, so that's
The
140.
sled's at 54 at the beginning of the first day.
Okay, 1 second. So I need to drop 30 pounds. You need to drop how much?
30 for me as well.
30, and then so
40 for me. So 100 for us 3. So probably like 100.
That's 100 effective weight. So is that 100 off the sled or 200 off the sled?
200 off the sled. Okay. So after 10 days, we should be at half weight. I mean, at half speed.
Yeah, probably a little less than 10 days. Yeah.
Which, in about 10 days, we should reach there unless we get hit with a
no.
blizzard, but we'll see.
Yeah, 10 days exactly, actually. Good call there.
And that'll be half. Okay.
All right, so that's day 1.
Okay, a day has passed.
Yep.
Marking down.
What's the
Okay,
new
no
roll?
encounters. The next day is light, which is
2d6 plus 6.
2d6 plus 6.
How much healing are we getting here? 1 HP a day?
1 HP a day.
Perfectly average day.
Yep. Someone want to do me an arrow from like the middle of Kel Williams' forehead?
Yep.
Yeah, so we've gone 5.5 so far, and it's right there.
No, I need 3.5 from where William is.
I thought we hadn't moved at all. Yeah, you're
There you
here.
go.
Cool. And encounters that day are quiet. Okay. That's another day down. You move
Do we
on
see
to
any
the
seals?
last day. No.
Okay.
You move on to the last day of November, and the wind drops. It completely drops out.
So we're rolling 46d6 for movement. No, so what do we do? I was joking.
Okay, good.
You said it was, so it's calm, right?
It's a calm day. It's a real calm day.
The calm before the storm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's that then?
2d6 plus 6.
Oh, same thing?
okay.
Okay. 2.5.
Oh, yesterday was a light day. You probably should have rolled different movement.
I thought light was also 2d6 plus 6.
No.
It's 2d4
I lost
plus
my
2?
notes. Light is d8 plus 6.
So d8. Not even
Yeah,
close.
this is 2d6, but this is fine. Whatever.
We'll worry about it next time.
You get 1.5 miles.
No,
Yeah.
2.5.
2.5 miles, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And
Neal, you're moving it center to top here, not center to center.
so I'm moving from forehead to forehead. So just like,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
Okay, that gets us all the way through November. December rolls around. You guys aren't really tracking the months, though. You guys don't have any holidays that you celebrate, no birthdays going on. Have any of you turned... It's been like 6 months since we started in-game.
I think I probably know when the day my wife and child were murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the only day of real importance throughout the year to Yaromir.
Well, we didn't talk about that when they got murdered. Do you want to just pick a day?
Yeah, I think it was clearly like a like late summer or early fall type of day, because there was still easy travel and through the wilderness, right? And like the weather wasn't terrible. It was probably like late summer to very early fall.
All right, so you want to say like September then?
Sure.
Roll a d30. I'll roll a d30.
September 27th.
The Day of the Dead.
Excuse me.
Okay, perfect. No, there is no Day of the Dead. However, there is a holiday in this world called Day of the Grateful Dead, and that's actually coming up in December. No, we just passed it. It was in the middle
Is
of
it
November.
celebrated with a concert?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oftentimes there is musical accompaniment. Anywho, it is December 1st, and it is another very calm day. It's about as calm as it can get out here. It is a 2. No, I'm sorry. It's not a calm day. It's a foggy day. It's so calm that the wind hasn't even blown, and like this still fog rolls in over everything, like kind of smothering the sounds. All you hear are the crunching of your boots in the snow, but that's like the sled being pulled beside you. Your vision is blocked. It's maybe like a quarter mile of vision. It's just this like freezing fog that has drifted over everything. Little ice crystals are forming in the air and falling. How far did you roll?
I've measured it out.
Yeah. Oh, you have it down?
Yeah. Brown arrow.
Brown arrow only says 1.1.
Because I went to the edge.
All right.
Yeah. Because the routes slightly changed.
Okay, that's fine. And that is the second day of December. In this fog, you can't really see anything, and nothing can see you, so there's not even a chance for encounters here. The next day is Saturday the 2nd, and it is another light day.
So D8 plus 6?
Nope, 2d6 plus 6. Calm day. I'm so sorry. I can't talk properly. It's a calm day.
There we go. That's a decent one.
Nice.
All right. 3.5 miles. There we
Neal,
go.
man, you're killing me here.
There he is. There he is.
Thank you.
That's the forehead. It's hard to see under your arrow.
Yeah.
Might want to zoom in a little bit. Probably make it easier.
Ooh, hey, zoom feature. Oh, that didn't make much.
I'm zoomed in all the way.
Right.
Has it been 10 days yet? No?
No.
1, 2, okay.
At the end of this day, we'll have had 5 firewood days.
Okay. How many rations are we at?
At the end of this day, we'll have 100 left.
100?
Yes, left.
100 pounds.
100 pounds left.
Oh, so 50.
50.
Okay. So wait, we're actually dropping it faster because we're also dropping the ration days.
Yeah, we included that.
So we were doing the 14 per day. Okay.
Yeah.
And I
So
assume
we-
we hit the end of the day. I'm just going to mark it.
Yeah,
So we've
hit
got
the end of
12
the
At the
more
end of
days.
this day, we have 100 pounds of food and 396 pounds of firewood left, and 674 total pounds on the sled.
The next day is a light day. And still no encounters. Man, you guys have been rolling really, really low on our encounter table
Okay.
here.
That's good.
64
Light day is D8 plus something.
D8 plus 6.
There we go. And we get here. And you guys are just cruising through this area. While you're on this long trek, what's going on in the party? Like, you found all this wealth. You've been hiking across the open tundra for a week now without seeing any living things. It's just been like blanket white snow, wind, or chilling fog. And
I would consider my comrades living. Otherwise, I probably would have put a knife in them by now.
all right, smartass, your comrades are living. What else? What are you guys thinking about? What's going on through your head?
I think Ferris is really attached to this new armor. I think it's a good look on him.
Oh no.
Well, I'm worried about the Gnolls and the treasure being taken. Because now I'm thinking we're making good time. We're gonna be waiting at the lighthouse for like 2 weeks before Zsasz gets there, and we could have been waiting at the treasure.
Except, how would we've gotten Zsasz to pick us up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. But I mean, we could have waited 2 weeks and then gone.
I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, William being worried is not something Ferris would console him about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Grimes is in high spirits. I mean, it's quiet.
Yeah, I think Ferris is doing
boring,
pretty
but
well.
like we've got epic loot. We're sitting healthy and fat. We're dragging the sled. We're overflowing with wealth and food and
And like at first, he was a little bit mortified by the look of that armor, but like the more he looks at it, the more he respects the artistic vision behind it. These others in the party just don't quite get it, and that's okay.
Yeah. So and the weather's been absolutely wonderful.
The weather has been nice.
A little chilly, but
Yeah, the fog's a little bit ominous. but that's
Caledonia's
okay.
not all that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to know.
Maybe this curse is a little overblown.
It'll be too hot
so-
back in Druckers.
Neal, can I feel any like mechanical disinclination to Ferris's person? Like,
I mean, you look at him and you're just like, I can't take you seriously in this armor. You look ridiculous.
This is like some randomly generated like loot drop in like the early stages of like an RPG.
Yeah.
That you wear for the stats, but it's just not.
Yeah, it does not. It has a set bonus, and you just wonder why, because it does not go well with anything else.
I was playing a little bit of The Witcher at my friend's house, and the character totally looks like that right now. Where I just like have some random Gambison that dropped, but it's got the highest armor of anything.
Is it the third? I love how in the third one, as your armor takes damage, it actually gets like tears and rips in it.
Oh, I didn't even know.
And like you'll get it repaired.
The style, like the goofy padded Gambisons with the stripes and the
it gets better once you start
patterns because it's randomly generated. And
you'll start building set armors that look much better than that. But no, it's like there'll be like tears and rips, and you'll get them fixed, but it will be like clearly stitched up and seamed. Like you see wear and tear on armor as you wear it.
So does he have like poofy shoulders and there's like stripes here and polka dots here and
There's like a bit of bone that kind of goes in and out of the armor. Sometimes it's under it, sometimes it's above it, and it just like has a pointy end over here. No real purpose. it's a mess.
Are you like not wearing some of your like warmth-based items? Like, don't you have like a big, heavy fur coat? Are you just like proud?
No, I'm wearing all
leather.
that. It's easier to wear now because I
We can optimize, but leather
weight.
counts as 2 warmth points.
Does mail count as anything?
No.
So I got
That's the disadvantage of metal armor.
All right, so I'm up to 24.
So a full suit is just gonna. It's probably got a helmet too. Does it have a stupid hat?
Yes, it comes with a stupid hat.
Of course it does.
It's like a beaver hat with like the little beaver tail that comes off the back, except the way that the hat is situated, the tail comes off the side.
Oh, I'm imagining the Ferris hat from Dark Souls. So that's what I took the name from.
No way.
Oh.
Here, let me send you. I'm sending you it in Zoom chat right now.
It'd be great if it had like googly eyes on it.
There's a male and female version.
Yeah, so I think you'll still need a neck slot. You'll need like
you
a
took
cape.
your character name from this hat?
No, this is the hat of Ferris from Dark Souls. This is like a character who's literally just in the one item description of the game.
Why does he have 2 hats? Why does he have a male and female version?
Because the legend, like the character is from Legend, and the gender of that character is unclear. So it's meant, I think, to be the same gender as your character in the game.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is the gender of your Ferris unclear? Have we been mistaken this whole time?
No.
Who can
You
really
haven't walked
tell with
around
an elf?
naked in front of anyone yet, have you? I think you and... Never mind.
I think
Next
the
day.
only person whose gender is very clear is Yaromir's.
Yeah.
We've seen some on-screen gender.
Yeah. There's been gender right in your face.
There you go.
Just
chat.
because-
I put the image in there for you.
Gotta be careful referring to gender in that way.
We should be saying sex instead of
Yeah,
gender.
that's true.
Yeah. Rephrase everything
don't
we said as
care.
sex.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Greg.
Let's move
Let's
on.
not get into that.
The next day,
So-
a storm picks up.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
saw that coming. And that's why I wanted us to leave early.
Were you about to say
Yeah.
something, Ryan?
No, I was about to complain, lament that you lead me into conversations about Zimbabwean politics, but we can't talk about gender on stream.
We can totally talk about the difference between gender and sex and all those fun things in the pre-show, but not like in the end, like not in the middle of the meat of the story.
So tune into the pre-show, twitch.tv/Koibu
Yep.
if you want a conversation about gendered Zimbabwean politics.
That's what we
Until
do best
then, I guess
here.
I've got to stay on topic.
Yeah. So Monday,
Blizzard boys.
not quite a blizzard. It's medium, but it picks up out of
Is
nowhere.
that D6 plus 3?
I think so.
Let's keep going.
It is D6 plus 3. Yeah.
Okay. So we get 2
Maybe
miles
looking
that
out
way.
for a cave if we can spot it.
I'm watching you here, Neal.
Am I
That's
able to
not
make
far
like
enough.
notes that I can pin to roll 20?
God damn.
Even though you're guessing, somehow you always guess short. It doesn't seem to be very random.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not trying to screw you out of this stuff, man. I'm not intentionally trying to get you killed here.
Am I able to pin? I guess I'll just memorize it eventually. So it's 2d6 plus 6, then d8 plus 6 for light, d6 plus 3 for moderate. What is heavy?
A blizzard, you mean?
Oh,
D4
anything
minus
above
1.
moderate?
Yeah. Anything,
Okay, so-
well, there's only blizzard above moderate. So.
Okay, I thought there was one tier before that.
No.
Okay.
Here is
I got everything
the
then.
folder that all of this is coming from that has these public documents that you can take a look at whenever you want.
I don't need it. I just wanted to make sure I had it all memorized.
All right, cool. So the wind blows through, it rips and howls at you guys. You make some progress, but it's pretty crappy. You know, like, you only go 2 miles in the day because every so often, like, a big gust comes and the entire sled tips over, and you have to spend, like, an hour digging the sled out, rewriting it, stacking it again, and then you get, like, another mile, and, you know, shit just goes wrong. It's a messy, messy day.
Yeah.
Let's
Going into
move
that evening, I want to spend a couple hours, see if I can find anything at the beach, because I'm expecting a blizzard to pick up tomorrow with this. In fact, can I make a survival check for that?
Sure. Give me a survival check and then give me 2d6 for the number of turns it takes.
2d6. There we go.
All right, perfect. You get 1 ration of food that day.
Awesome.
One ration, 2 pounds.
2
Yep.
pounds.
158 is our. All right, cool.
All right, moving on to the next day, Tuesday the 5th. It is a moderate day still. The winds are whipping around you. You're having trouble making any distance. D6 plus 3 divided by 4.
Okay. So still d6. we go.
Nice.
Oh, awesome. Wow. And I'll do that survival check again, I guess. Might as well try and forage for food, as long as we're going along the coast.
2.25 there, William. No.
Yeah, I've done it.
He broke it up into 2 legs. Before and after lunch.
There we go. So I do find another day of food for us.
What is he for? Are these like shellfish on the coast or
Yeah,
seals?
I'm sticking to the beach because I imagine that's probably one of the easiest places to find like a quick snack.
You do spot a few seals, but they're out in the water and they don't really look like they're coming in. You get as far as you can that day, and still no sign of gnolls or kobolds or ice elementals or whatever the hell that thing was. No blizzard boys. It's been chill.
That's right. We need a 10-foot pole. Everyone needs a 10-foot pole.
That is such an impractical thing to carry.
I can now carry a 10-foot pole.
Okay. The next day is light weather. It's the 6th of December.
D8 plus 6. And then are we down to 1/2 movement yet, Greg?
We're at 498 pounds on the sled.
Okay. So we need to drop 100 from our starting. Is that 100 less than... Or we need to drop 200 from our starting amount. Is that 200 less?
We started like 640 something, I think.
It was 10 days, man. Let's just count the days. 1, 2, 3.
You're 8 days in.
8 days? Okay. So we're still down a quarter. So D8 plus 6. Terrible.
1.75. Why do things go so poorly that day, Sean?
I think we're getting a little bit tired, honestly. We've been pulling the sled all day, every day. I think like our shoulders are getting bruised.
I was juggling my whistle and dropped it, and it took
He kept doing that so he get unencumbered, but he kept dropping it in the snow and making everybody stop while he dug it out. God.
I like it.
I think secretly we enjoyed having the excuse to take a break, but
yeah,
we still blamed it on Yarmir.
I think it was a little bit intentional. Was like our shoulders are bruised, and we tried switching, but then those got bruised too, and we're just kind of taking it slower to.
Did Yarmir intentionally drop the whistle to give us the rest?
Oh no, Yarmir didn't intentionally drop the whistle. Yarmir just like is bad at juggling things. Like he has low dex and low strength, and his arms got tired, and then just like couldn't find it. He's gonna have to tie like a big orange feather to it.
All right. Well, we go move on to the next day, which is light as well.
Okay.
The weather seems to be calming down a little bit. There we go. Things have been going more smoothly.
Swimmingly.
Yeah. You're actually making really great time. Much better time than you were anticipating getting here.
Survival, that's a fail.
Can we see the lighthouse across the bay? I think we can.
We don't need any. We don't need any more food.
Let's see.
Well, no, because we're gonna run out before Zsasz gets back. We don't have as much.
There's loads of food in the lighthouse.
Is there? Is it still there? Do we know rats haven't eaten it?
Yes. Well, we don't know rats haven't eaten it, but I did make a point of using burning hands to kill all the rats.
Yeah, I do, but like I'm still. I can basically make one free check and get one ration a day, essentially. If I can do that, I might as well do it. There's no.
We have 72 pounds of food left.
Yeah, we might as well do it though, I suppose.
Let's keep going. It's another light day on Friday, but the weather seems to be dropping. You get the sense in the air that things are looking up.
2 miles. God, we do not make great time. But I do pass my survival check. I don't even need to roll the time. I can do 1 per day, I assume.
Sure.
All right, we're on the home stretch now. We should get that tomorrow.
Okay, so at the end of this day, we'll have hit your 10 day travel ration mark.
Okay.
I think that the extra rations that Sean's been getting.
Yeah. So I think we need 1 more day of travel. That's fine.
You're at 460 pounds on the sled.
All right.
Is that 100, 200 less?
It's too hard to calculate. Let's just say it's 11 days.
You're there. Let's not worry about it. Okay. Saturday the 9th is a calm day. The winds drop out. There's no fog, but you can see the lighthouse in the distance.
We got it.
And you make your way there.
Man, the bloody ice in this place is ridiculous. Just ice everywhere.
As we approach, I think Ferris quiets everyone down because he has this little bit of worry that there's going to be something in that lighthouse. Like it's kind of like a back of his mind thought. He's not like, oh, there's definitely something there, but I still want to take that precaution.
At this point, I'd relish the chance to kill a few Gnolls.
It took you guys about just shy of 2 weeks to go a distance you could normally do in like a day and a half if you're back outside of Caledonia. So it's been pretty brutal getting here. You get to the lighthouse, you brush aside some snow, and you find your rations fairly intact.
Awesome.
Well, now I guess we're just stuck here waiting for Zsasz to turn up.
Yep, and we have enough. We cut down enough firewood.
And I think there's already firewood here as well, right?
You have 32 pounds of firewood here. So we have 248 pounds total.
Yeah, we got plenty. Because I did that for a full month when we had less than a month until she arrived.
Well, it's going to be a little over a week until Zsasz gets here.
Okay.
What do you guys need to do or want to do while you're chilling in the lighthouse?
I kind of want the party to circumnavigate the head of this island and like see what else we can find, because there was a lighthouse here, but we've never looked for anything else. Like we might be missing a whole city or a dock or something, right?
Yeah.
So wait, do you mean this like little peninsula?
Yeah, right. Sure. So like, if we zoom way the hell in, wrong way, Jesus.
Yeah, and like with the sled, we can cut down the amount we carry by quite a bit.
Right, like I want to navigate. Oh my God, your head's in the way. Oh, I can't zoom in as far as I thought I could. Yeah, I just want to like navigate like around the edge, right, of this island, like this, right, and then like maybe cut back across.
Sure.
And so that we can find what's there.
Yeah, I think
scout it out, see if there's any.
I mean, that's a pretty small area. We can probably do that in a day, right, Neal?
Yeah.
Smart.
Actually, the next day is a moderate day, so probably not.
Really? It's like
It
2
goes
miles.
from
We're not going at a
calm
quarter
to-
of our speed, though.
Oh, that's true. If you're not going at a quarter of speed, then you can move D6 plus 3 miles per day. So you guys can start scouring this area.
No, you got it.
You find some really... there are no trees out here. There are a couple of like bumpy hills that you can climb to get a view of the kind of whole area around you, but it's just blanketed white snow everywhere you look. Down on the southeast side, there's kind of like this little nook here, and you notice there is like a single wooden pylon sticking out of the water that's covered with ice.
Is that here in the cove here?
In that cove, in the crook of the the crook of the nose.
Yeah, at the top.
Like here.
Okay.
Let me get rid of this pink line. Yeah, like where I made that dot. There's a little wooden pylon, like part of a pier or something that's sticking out of the water.
If we come back and check it out later at low tide.
Can I ping a handout?
No, I don't think so. What handout would you like us to look at?
That would have been useful. Oh, I was just thinking we could use the handout because it's a smaller area, so that you can kind of see that easier without being zoomed in. It was my thought.
Anyway, so there's that bit of probably a part of a former pier or some sort of construction in the water, but you know, the way it is, it's just icy.
Cool.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Oh, I wanted to, can we see the reef from shore, or is that not obvious? Or maybe see it from the lighthouse if we're up there?
Yeah, you've got a week in change. So if you spend some time up in the lighthouse at low tide, you can see the area. It's not so much a reef as it is just like low rocks out in the water. And at low tide, you can see like some waves come in and kind of like start splashing way out there.
Is there a specific place that isn't safe, or is it at low tide the whole thing's not safe?
No, there's just like rocks all over this area.
Okay.
I'd like to experiment on one of the rocks that's kind of close.
So I think
while it's at low tide, I'd like to cast continual light on it, and then see what it looks like.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Interesting. What's the range of continual light?
Illuminate all of these for our ship captain.
Yeah.
You can illuminate things out to 60 yards away from shore. So up to 180 feet away from shore.
Right.
Okay.
I could send them out in a boat, though.
And does that range extend by level?
No.
No. Okay.
This is a good use of continual light.
Right. Yeah. This is a much better use of continual light.
So
we were offline by the time we had that long conversation last week, right?
So I'm beginning to think that this lighthouse is a do not go here lighthouse, not a come here lighthouse.
Yeah.
I think the lighthouse is meant to say steer your ships away from this point. There's rocks, not come pick up.
It makes sense too, because if you look at it, like the land kind of juts out around.
We've been picking the worst place to get picked up and dropped off.
But why would there be a wooden pillar in the ocean if there wasn't some sort of dock?
I am almost certain that there was some kind of dock on this island. This cove just happens to be bad.
Yeah. Did the rocks extend around the backside, Neal? So like if we had ships pull in like there.
Well, it's hard to see from a lighthouse where all the underwater rocks are. You know, like you're never gonna get a complete picture of the things, but you do see like blobs of rocks kind of in this region.
Yeah.
So they kind of extend all the way around the head of the peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like this right here, like that part. If the ship were to go, okay, hold on. This is going to be easier to draw. If the ship were to avoid these and come in like that.
You know, you haven't seen any rocks in this region. It might be fine.
Which would make sense because that's where the dock looked like it was.
Right. I'm almost certain that like you don't build a lighthouse somewhere where ships never go. You build a lighthouse where ships go. So like this area out here might be bad, but I'm almost certain that down in here, like we could be okay. Like otherwise you just wouldn't build a lighthouse there because ships wouldn't ever get close to shore there.
We've got no way of telling Zsasz though, have we?
Yeah. But
Yarder does know flag. He does know
the rocks and stuff already. She's as prepared as a ship captain's gonna be.
Yeah.
One thing that I do want to do before Zsasz comes back, I want to have a conversation with William. And it can be around with the rest of the party. Maybe we're like all eating dinner at some point one night. And Ferris says, so I assume at this point we intend to tell Zsasz about all of the money we found and not try to screw her out of her take.
Well, I mean, we did say that we'd give her 5% of the of our next haul.
Yes.
But if we're telling her to go back down to Treasure Town with us immediately, then I think that we kind of owe her 5% of the whole thing.
Exactly. She'll help us take it up. She'll get 5%.
Yeah. What I haven't decided yet is, do we give her the 5% out of our share, or 5% out of the princess's share, or 5% across the whole share and then split it 75-25?
I assume you told her 5% off the top.
I mean, she doesn't care.
I believe it'll be coming. I believe we're going to be taking 20% if you want to do this legitimately.
Well, this could be seen as a cost of business, in which case the treasure that we've made, it's a cost. So we haven't made as much as the loot that's there, and then the profit is split between us and the crown. I haven't decided, but I think it's probably best to err on the side of caution in these things.
I'd rather not do something that gets us stranded down here with Zsasz not ferrying us back up north.
I'd hate to have my head taken from my shoulders when I finally returned home.
Right, so we give her, she gets 5% of the total loot, which means we get 20% of the total loot.
Yeah, I think so. But to be fair, these items are probably worth more than the rest of that stuff put together, so I think we did all right. While you're here, Faris, shall we do some training? Because I believe that I'm close to a breakthrough.
Sure.
And
I think Ferris is always very excited at the opportunity to hit William. Oh wait, I didn't bring the blunted weapons though, so we can't. Unless you're willing to like risk mortal danger. I'm not really. As much as I'm willing to hit William, I'd rather not kill you.
I mean, can we not find some sticks? Yeah.
We could use sticks,
You're
but
gonna
that's
become
not
a
really...
master with sticks.
Yeah, it's a little like I blunted our weapons because like I wanted to actually use a saber when I was practicing.
And
Sure, but at the same time, we could just be trying to work out the bonuses of our armor and our shield. Hardcore
That's a
hero
good point.
style.
Yeah. All right, I'm down with that.
So we can just use sticks.
Yeah.
I'll hit your armor, you hit my shield, and we'll work it out.
All right.
Why are you boys always playing with yourselves? Are you afraid that I'd whoop your ass if you invited me to spar too?
Grimes, come on then. I didn't know you were so ballsy.
I think if you're near Ferris when you say that, he just kind of like watches for a second, then kind of swings the stick at you to see how fast you react.
All right.
So are you going to tell us the bonus, Neal, or are you going to make us roll and try and work it out?
Well, before we get into this combat, what is your daily life like here in the lighthouse?
I think that's what that whole thing was.
Yeah,
like there's
I think
training
we spent the first day,
montages, scouting expeditions.
Yeah, and then it was all just training and eating and talking about whether or not we're going to screw over the person who's who we're relying on to get back to civilization.
So I think what we role played out takes place over the course of the week.
Yeah.
Jaromir, will you give me a perception check, please?
Oh.
I can't find my token because I'm so zoomed in, so I'm just going to make a new one.
That's fine. Lovely. Okay.
Moving on.
So you guys are sparring here. You got Grimes and Ferris and Cal William, and this is a few days after you've arrived at the lighthouse, I think. Just been like,
How many days exactly?
It's been 3 days exactly. Today's the 4th day since you arrived at the lighthouse. 13th of December.
And then 36 is going to be 168.
This is why it was better when I was in charge of the thing, so I was just like, just take a few days off here.
I'm glad Greg took over.
I am glad Greg has taken over that. That's the English
I'm
way
joking,
of accounting.
I wasn't doing it like that.
Yeah, sure, buddy. All right, so you guys are sparring here. Jaromir, where are you while they're hanging out and sparring? What's going on?
I think that I probably watched like the first couple of times and then just decided, this barbarous ritual they're doing, I don't need to be a part of it. I'm gonna go study on my scalp scrolls. Much more noble pursuit.
So you're in the lighthouse studying then?
I think what I'm doing actually, I want to work towards making inroads on making a Gorn for myself. And so I've experimented in the past. I need to quit doing that. Sorry. I worked on the past making the symbols of the amulet in snowmen that me and Amelie made. And I'm thinking maybe what I need to do is find the link between what arcane magic Tempos has left in his amulet and the amulet itself. I need to be able to find how it's able to sustain itself. So I've probably drawn out my arcanology circle and eaten some silver, and I've studied this, looking for the strands of connection of arcane power and how they're tied to it, and have attempted to tie to make similar things on mounds of snow and mounds of different. I probably find a mound of mud. I try maybe the material is different, right? I'm experimenting on how to create golems.
Animate a snowman.
Yeah, I'm trying to make Frosty the snowman, or a mud man, or I probably find some rocks and do the same thing. Right, I'm experimenting on trying to find a breakthrough in this field.
Sure. So you're in the lighthouse doing this. The other guys are outside sparring. William, Grimes, Ferris, please make me perception checks. This is good.
Pass.
Fail.
Pass. All right. So while you're out sparring, Ferris, you catch sight of movement up on one of the hills, kind of in the middle of this peninsula.
Okay, I think Ferris, he doesn't immediately react to this because he's not sure if whatever it was is watching, and he kind of closes in with William and goes in for a grapple and says, "Keep the sparring going. There's something nearby."
All right, trying not to react.
What's that? What did you say?
I said I'm going to kick his ass into the dirt.
All right, yeah, keep fighting, but I try and circle around to get a look at where he was looking.
Sure. The sparring continues, and then Grimes, you catch sight of something. There's a quick flurry of movement, just something almost out of the corner of your eye up on this hill.
Yeah, I feign as if catching my breath, and I step back and sheathe the daggers I was using to parry with or something. And I go and I lean on my crossbow and get pretend to take a breather and see if I can spot something.
Were we three-way sparring before? Or were we just three kids who were all LARPing together?
Yeah. Lightning bolts. Can I see anything in the hills, or is it just a flash of movement?
It was a flash of movement, but while you're catching your breath and taking a breather, give me another perception check.
Yeah.
Shoot him at long range.
Same. How far off was this hill?
I mean, the hill's maybe a half mile away, and then it's up on top of the
It's
hill,
going
too.
away from the lighthouse, right?
Yeah, you guys are near the lighthouse, so everything
Okay,
is
so we're
away
like
from
right
you.
outside, and then everything is away from us. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I spot something again?
You catch it again. It's like you think you see a Gnoll face up there on the hill, and then it just like kind of like pops up and then dips back down and disappears.
Yeah, we got. All right, don't be alarmed, but I think we got Gnolls. I saw a dog head pop up behind that hill.
Yeah.
Let's make out like we're done. Head back to the lighthouse.
I think Ferris like gives William like a free thrust to knock him down and says, you know, screw this, I'm done for the day. And
All right, I clap. Good work, boys, and pat him on the shoulders and
help Ferris
head back
up
inside.
Yeah.
You all find Jaromir in the middle of this circle.
Making a snowman.
Well, if I'm inside, it's probably not snow. It's probably I've moved on to like a mud man or something.
A frozen mud man.
Yeah.
Terrible.
ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds cool.
Yarmir, we've got company. Looks like some Gnolls checking us out from the hills.
This isn't the first
And
time
I'm
Gnolls was spying
gonna
on us.
climb up the lighthouse and see if I can get a view from there.
Yeah, from the lighthouse, you actually have a much better view. You do see what looks to be 4 Gnolls and 3 wolves, kind of like crouched down in the snow.
I shout down the hatch or whatever. Looks like we got 4 Gnolls and three boys.
You think we should try and kill them? We can take 4.
I'm worried that there could be more.
How
Is
are
there
they
more
moving
grass?
close? Not that I can see. Are they getting closer, or are they just like
They
spying
are
on us?
observing from a hill about what did I say, half mile away? Yeah.
Yeah. Do they look like the ones that we saw from before? The because you mentioned that
Yeah,
the one
Neal,
that you
are
fought
they-
looked different from the.
Are they
ones to the north.
gray-furred, Neal?
Yes.
Large. They look like scrags.
Those kinds weren't exactly friendly.
This isn't the first time Gnolls were spying on us when we were in this lighthouse. They didn't
Half
attack last time.
mile. I'm pretty sure I could sneak up on them, but I don't think I could get the whole party within range.
Perhaps we could lay ambush. A lone, squishy-looking wizard may have I don't know, be appetizing to the Gnolls. If you were to hide out some distance away, I could look as if I was in some form of ritual state to draw them out. Then you could crush them.
Sounds like a
It could
good
also
plan.
get you killed. Are you willing to take the risk?
I believe so, yes.
Tempos will protect him.
Ferris spits on the floor.
So Neal, is the viewing area of the lighthouse just the roof, like exposed to the elements, or is there like a top
there's a
deck
roof
with
on
a
top of it.
360?
Yeah.
Okay. A wooden
You know-
roof, a stone roof.
It was combination wood and stone. It's mostly fallen apart now, so it is pretty exposed to the elements in the current era. But when it was constructed, it had a better roof.
And we've got a continual light stone up there, right? That is currently covered, or is it uncovered?
It's covered unless you've uncovered it.
Yeah, so it's covered. Okay.
So are you
I
going to try
think
and bait them?
I'm gonna stay hidden, mechanically hidden, on the top of the lighthouse for as long as I need to.
All right.
Hours if necessary, keeping an eye on the Gnolls.
Perfect.
I
What
don't
about
know
the people downstairs that aren't in the lighthouse, or aren't on
Well-
the top of the lighthouse?
As much as I'd like to kill these, I don't see that killing them gives us any advantage. If they attack us, we'll kill them.
Yeah, I think if we try to go out and meet them, we're kind of potentially walking into an ambush. I think if we wait here, we can set one for them.
My biggest worry would be we kill most of them, one escapes and comes back with more.
We do know Zsasz is going to be coming within a few days, so if he gets away, they'd still have to rally forces.
Yeah, but I say let's just wait. If they attack, we'll kill them. If not,
Yeah. I think one thing Ferris wants to do during the next intervene days, he wants to look for a way to barricade the door and make it harder for them to get in.
Sure. Let's
Like
just
there's
take this-
furniture down in the basement, right? There were like crates and stuff.
No.
It was
pretty
all
empty.
rotted away, right?
Yeah. The Gnolls and wolves seem to watch for an hour or two. And after an hour or two, is there any change in the party's actions?
Yep, I think Grimes is doing the same thing, watching the Gnolls and the wolves from the roof.
yeah.
Yeah.
A few more hours later, you're getting towards well into the middle of the day now, and the Gnolls and the wolves back down the hill and start heading down the peninsula.
Towards us or away from
Away
us?
from you guys.
All right.
How far,
Heaving, I shout.
Grimes, how far away are they?
Should I gauge that, Neal?
Half mile.
Half mile?
If you want a more particular measurement, I can give it to you with a gauge check.
I can shoot pretty far, but not that far.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think Ferris will probably like slept a little bit during the day. It's still like daylight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Ferris would try and get some sleep while they were watching still, and then he's gonna probably stay up all night with his infravision and kind of like watch the base of the tower and make sure nothing's trying to sneak in.
All right, good idea.
All right. The rest of that day passes uneventfully. You don't catch sight of the Gnolls again. The next day is another moderate day. The winds are strong, and there's no sign of Gnolls. You can go back to your other activities, but I don't know if you've changed things now.
I don't think we're running scared, so I encourage Faris and Grimes to come and train again.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I think we.
That was another day that passed.
I mean, we're staying right outside the entrance. I think Ferris was probably leaving his bow inside during these days, but I think he leaves it strung outside while they're sparring now. Just kind of like leaned up against the wall. But do we figure out what like his AC bonus, if there is one, for his shield is, and similar for the leather armor doing our sparring? Because we can do that back in the fort as well when we get like the proper blunted weapons.
I mean, it makes sense that we should be able to, really, Neal.
Yeah, but I feel like the mechanic, they don't give you the plus in the identify spell, but then it seems weird that you can just like walk outside and determine the plus. Like if the spell can't figure it out, how can you just figure it out right away like that? You know,
it's through experience, right? It's basically like if he hits me and I feel like the shock of that blow and it hurts through the padding. Then I imagine.
I think you should require real attacks if you want to.
Okay, I mean, I'm happy with it. I see where you're coming from, Neal.
Yeah, so, like there should be. I want there to be some mystery around it, not just like complete X action automatically to resolve it. You know.
I mean, it's not like our characters have the scientific method, do they? They're not going to be like pulling out a spreadsheet and recording hits versus misses and doing the statistics on how accurate your sword is compared to a regular sword.
Why don't we leave it until you're in real combat to figure this sort of stuff out? Give it a little mystery.
Sure, that's fair.
All right.
But they can work on their mastery, right?
Yeah,
sure.
I think Ferris probably does it for a couple days, then realizes it's just not close enough to using a real saber, and he kind of gives up on it.
Yeah.
The weighting's wrong.
You're not using real weapons?
No, because we don't have the blunted ones with us. We didn't bring them.
What are you afraid of? A little?
I'm not gonna fucking cut off William's head out here.
I think Grimes teases you the whole time. He doesn't make any. I don't think I make many actual attacks. I parry. I use my daggers and I parry and I dodge, and I call Ferris a wussy elf for not wanting to use real steel.
So I think that after he's just said that, and maybe Faris turns around to say something, I knock Faris on his ass. I say to Grimes then, and I like draw my sword and said, "Well, your turn then."
I would risk a live fire drill with William.
Let's do it.
I'm cocky enough with my dodging and parrying skills.
Jesus.
Roll a natural. Are you really want to make attack rolls against me? I don't even know what purpose that serves. That wouldn't even get us any magical item bonuses.
What are you, a little bitch?
Yeah, exactly.
Down now?
Make an attack roll.
All right. Well, why don't you guys roll for initiative?
I think he's just parrying. I think Grimes is parrying.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I would do.
So he doesn't need to. It's just a full round action.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know what's am I best actually making parry rolls, or am I best?
Parry is the best. If you just want lots of AC, you just want to do the full round parries.
Yeah.
How much HP have you got?
I'm at full, but you really just gonna make attack rolls against me? Yeah.
I mean, I'll make a couple until I hit you.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I should actually use the parry action though. Is that more interesting?
It's a 10. So
I think seeing this happen, Ferris walks into the lighthouse to get Yarmir because he knows that he's going to be needed in a couple minutes here.
You think I will be needed, eh?
Yes, get your first aid kit, quick.
All right, I will stitch him up.
Grimes being stupid again.
So with my tumbling, I'm at AC 20, or I could parry and make attack and be AC 16, but make attack rolls against these attack rolls. I can't remember what
your parry adds 4 to AC. Your dodge adds 4 to AC.
My tumbling. If you win initiative, you can add 4, and you can forgo attacks to add 4.
Wow.
So Grimes,
I'm gonna
make 4 more attacks. So you can. I think If you can not get hit,
you're just gonna attack until you hit him, right?
No, I'm gonna if I get to 5.
Do two the next round. We'll say at AC 20.
Okay.
Let me see about these parries.
No.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Kel William can't hit shit.
Yeah, I think that's. Hey, quit. Those are my taunts to RP.
Oh.
Yeah, I say Crime says more or less the same. Hold on a sec. Let me see about.
You slippery little bastard.
4 character. I'm gonna try to do something fancy. Let's try either a trap or a. So character attempts to trap.
He's gonna roll a critical hit and just outright kill you, man.
Or is a trap is against AC 0, and a
Grimes.
parry is against.
And that 20 would be a single crit, which would be like what, 2d8 plus 6 or something? I don't
Which
think you
would-
could kill
plus 5, I
Grimes
think.
outright.
I think he's
Just-
+5, so 21 max damage.
Grab. Where's the parry action? What is that? Or the parry?
It might be in the combat and tactics.
Pull, trip, overbear, grab, disarm, block. It's called block. Oh, block's actually not bad. Let's try double blocking. So I'm gonna block your next attacks.
All right, so
Okay.
Nick, roll the hit. 13 to
Okay.
hit. It's a fucking miss. Doesn't matter what you
It's a
block.
miss anyways, but I do actually. It's 6. All I have to roll against is AC 4. So I actually would block.
Your block
Wait,
is
what?
low.
Oh, the AC.
AC
Oh, we should really convert these to
16.
penalties. And it's whoever
What the hell are you doing?
rolls better. So there, you can make attacks against the attack. You can make block actions. And if I don't, there may be I think I would get a +2 on Williams. Over and above +4.
All right, next
Whatever.
round.
All
This
right,
is
next
all
round.
AC based.
What are you doing
that
next
was
round?
That was already 4 attacks, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's another round.
It's like 3. How many attacks are you
Do
making?
5 attacks. That's the last
Until
attack.
you say mercy, Grimes.
Hold on a sec. Let's disarm this. Let's disarm William.
All
So
right.
disarm
This is bad news if you
resolves
disarm me.
first. I've got a hit against AC 0.
So you need a
Well,
20.
they tend.
If you
that's
disarm
not
me.
good. And a trap, I think, is the same thing.
William accidentally dismembers the climbing specialist.
All right.
A disarm and a trap seem like more or less the same thing. They're both against AC 0. It's just whether you.
So what are you doing?
Let's try that. So I'll resolve that first, right?
Okay.
All right, so you're trying to disarm him with a
And I
wild
fail,
miss.
but I do have a second attack, a second disarm attempt. 20.
Ooh.
So William, make an opposed roll. You get an additional. So I think we should just say that he gets a +4.
Oh wait a minute.
Because
Wait, what's happened here?
You failed. I disarmed you. Is what happened there. So
Where did that-
So, yeah. So I
What
used
was
one of my actions both my actions to disarm.
How does this work? So you roll against AC 20. He makes an
actually,
attack
we might have
against
tied.
you.
'Cause I,
Should we
Is this
just,
an
like,
offensive or
move on
defensive
from this?
disarm?
Yeah.
I think it does end in a successful disarm.
Is this an offensive or just defensive disarm?
Defensive, right? I declare it at the beginning of the round, and then I just roll whenever he attacks. And I use both of my actions, or both my primary and my offhand to disarm.
That's upset me really, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think I catch your sword with the hilt of my dagger and send it flying into the
All
snow.
right, that's what happens. After
Oh, I see.
taunting
It's
Grimes
always
for a
roll against
while.
AC 0, you have to roll against it. Yeah, so he would get disarmed.
Yeah.
I think I will try and like punch you after that though.
I would get an attack of opportunity, which I wouldn't take. I don't think. I
Oh
would
my
just
God.
continue dodging.
All right, so
damn
you
it.
guys
And I
fight
think,
for a
I think
while.
Yaramir and Theris come running out of the lighthouse at this point to see
Williams.
William's longsword in the snow, just going for Grimes.
Who keeps dodging out of the way, and it's a wonderful sight. The next few days pass. We're just gonna mark off 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of supplies. Grimes, you catch sight of the Gnolls again. One of the days when you're in the
I want
lighthouse.
to make a point here. I marked
Please.
off a day of rations previously when you said a day passed. Is this 4 from the 3 for a total of 7, or is this 4 from the 3 plus the 1 for a total of 8?
7.
Okay, now I'm gonna mark 3 days of rations.
I didn't follow any of that.
Grimes, you do spot the Gnolls a few days later on the 17th of December.
On the same hill?
Same hill. They're only there for a little while before they take off again. And it's the very next day that you see Zsasz's ship floating out in the water.
I think as soon as we see the ship, we... is it low tide or high tide when she shows up? I don't know which one is safer for approaching.
It is low tide when she shows up.
You would want the rocks are exposed.
Yeah.
Semi-exposed. You know, they're not actually all the way above the water. It's a problematic area.
We remove the cover from the continual light.
How did the light on the stone work? We never got a resolution from that.
Oh yeah. Well, they shed light in 60-foot radius, and they just kind of like big glowing balls of light out in the ocean now.
Yeah. So I think you probably cast a couple. You probably continually lit every...
I would have experimented with it, right? I wanted to see what happened when the high tide came. What did when there's a... Does it not really do much? Is it just like shiny under the water, or is it like beacon of like, yo, rock here?
During the daylight, on a clear day, it doesn't have a discernible effect. But on a cloudy day, there's still some sort of like aura around it.
And definitely at night you can see it.
So I imagine it's lit.
I imagine within 120 yards or whatever it is of the shore, Yarmer's probably lit all of the submerged rocks.
You've had a week and a day. You've had 8 days here, so I don't know how many continual lights you want to cast in 8 days.
I'm probably only taking continual light like once a day.
Okay, so you got eight rocks then?
Yeah, that works.
That's pretty cool. So I think there's basically just a ring of light.
I think I try to get them in like different areas so that we can kind of like the ring of rocks is identifiable, right? Like I want to like pick out the like important places I can when I look at them at low tide. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work out with my 16-inch, right? Like if we can see this one and this one and this one, then we can kind of have an idea of where the trouble area is, and someone might be able to row around them or have a better chance to.
Sure. Zsasz floats out in the water for hours and hours until a ship finally gets a little boat gets dispatched and starts rowing out towards you guys.
Where does the rowboat come to? At which angle does Zsasz approach? Should we like signal her to circle around, or does she just like park it out at?
She's parked out here, and the rowboat's just coming on in.
All right.
This again. All right.
They waited a few hours, so I think they were waiting for the tides to change.
Oh yeah, probably.
Makes sense.
And it rides the high tide all the way in.
All right.
Kind of finding purchase down at the base of the tower here on your calm day.
Yeah, I think we will have met the rowboat with our... Actually, we just probably bring the 80 pounds of loot and leave the rations here, correct?
Well, there's only 2 pounds of rations left from what we brought with us. So there's the 132 pounds that are already in the lighthouse, plus 2 additional.
Yeah,
we might as well bring some, since we're going to be going out to dig up more treasure. Might as well bring at least.
That's true, yeah.
I'd say like 5 days worth, so that'd be 20 person days.
40 pounds.
40 pounds, yeah.
All right, so you guys all hop in the boat, get rowed back out to the ship, where there is a Zsasz waiting for you on deck as you climb up the netting on the side of her ship.
Are we leaving any firewood at the lighthouse?
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How much do we want with us?
None, I think.
We don't. I assume, does Zsasz have firewood?
She has coal on the ship.
Oh, yeah.
And we can chop
we should
Is coal more efficient than firewood?
No, because the town is literally, there's trees like all over the place down there.
Yeah.
So we don't need to
We're going to leave the 130 pounds of firewood there.
Yeah, so we leave the stuff in the lighthouse.
So I go and speak to Zsasz when we get onto the ship.
She's just on the mid deck there, or the middle of the deck, not the mid deck.
Yeah.
And so you're having this conversation in front of her and your people and her people. Just so you know.
So I point towards the art objects and the goblets and all the gems and stuff that we've got.
Where are they stored right now?
It's good to see you again.
We made quite a good haul here, Zsasz.
Where are you storing the 68 pounds of gear? Is it like in bags? Is it like bundled up in blankets?
I think we have it bundled up in blankets.
Or the tent, maybe?
Oh, like wrapped up in the tent on the sled.
Yeah.
Are you bringing the sled on the ship?
Yes, we
I think we just had the whole sled minus the fire. We unloaded the firewood, and the sled just gets put into the rowboat and rowed.
All right, that makes it super fucking awkward. But you know what? Time is fine. We're just gonna take an extra day to have all this travel happen because of sled bullshit. So
we're taking a day. All right,
a day to load the ship, basically.
Okay, so I'll mark off food and firewood.
Zsasz food for you guys. You don't have to mark off firewood because you end up on the ship at night, so you're good.
Okay.
Anyway, after taking all this time to get on the ship, Zsasz is there. You've like hauled this sled up with all this treasure tucked in it, and all the sailors come to look around just the little bits of pretty that you found. They've heard about what you're getting. They've heard about the deal, and they are eager to see the wealth that you have brought back. So, William.
All right. Well, Zsasz, you can see it's been quite a successful trip. She looks pleased, does she?
She does. She nods.
Well, I've got some better news for you.
Oh.
There's more. The town where you dropped us, there's so much more wealth down there, but we couldn't carry it all up here. Now, I'm a little worried that if we leave it there, the Gnolls might get to it. So I propose you can take your 5% of this, or if you take us back down there and some of your men help us load it all onto the ship, we can be there and back here again in a few days, and we'll all make our better for it.
Well then, sounds lovely. And our deal is 5% of everything. So she goes over and says, so I'll just take 5% of this, and like just kind of picks a few things out of the treasure pile.
Can I keep an eye on it? I've already successfully appraised the treasure. Do I need to make it again?
Why don't you make an appraisal check while she pulls things out to see if she like ends up with...
was my appraisal 9.
I think yours was...
Appraisal... Stet snares is 9. Appraisal is 10.
In fact, I want to say to her, Neal.
No. She's moving it too fast. I can't catch what she's pulling out.
Right.
I put a hand on her arm and say, let's sort this. Let Corporal Alicia sort this out back at the fort. This needs to be official.
She lets the trinkets fall from her hands, and they kind of clatter on the ground. She gives you a cold look and a deep sigh and says, "Fine."
I look to the rest of our men and say, if I hear about anyone touching any of this, there'll be serious trouble.
They grumble at you. You get stink eyes all around, but eventually people go back to their work, and your gear gets loaded into the mid-deck of the ship.
By the way, I mean, I've got my crossbow tucked under my cloak. I had a crossbow when I left. I have a shinier one now, but I doubt anyone notices. Ferris, however, is a little more conspicuous. And William has a dragon scale.
I'm more conspicuous, but I'm wearing like the ugliest piece of armor they ever found.
So I guess William's shield does anyone take notice of that, or do you keep it covered? Like you didn't say anything.
It's my shield. They could. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't like say, look at my awesome shield, but you know,
there are definitely sailors kind of pointing at the shield with surprise, and then there's like another group of sailors that are pointing at Ferris.
Oh no, Ferris ain't bothered. He's rocking it. They just don't understand, man.
They just snicker. They're having good fun on their own, but the sailors tend to leave the 4 of you alone.
Mm-hmm. I think Ferris I think we spend a lot of time below deck, just kind of around the treasure in general. Not that we don't trust these people, but we don't trust these people.
Yeah. You spend a couple of days sailing back down to what is this called? Treasure Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like that this is called Muscle Cove. I just have like pictures of like William out there like ooh, brother.
That's awesome. That is what it's called.
Anyway, you arrive at Treasure Town. It's a very eager day that you arrive down here on the 21st, no, the 20th of December. The sailors that have been tasked to join you here pile in the longboats, and everyone rows out to Treasure Town, 2 boats at a time.
Okay, so let's you guys just stay here for now while we make sure that there's no Gnolls around, and we'll do a quick check of the tavern, I think, to make sure.
Ferris tells them if they have any shovels on board, bring those with.
They do have a shovel on board.
Yep.
And I've got a shovel, so we've got 2 shovels. But we need to check the Gnolls tavern first, right?
How many rowboats does the ship have?
They have 3. They've only launched 2 for this.
Yeah, so I think we should just. I mean, I guess you're the captain, but why would we not land in force?
Yeah, no, we land. But
There's a dock, right? Like, there's an actual dock in this place.
There is sort of like a former ruined dock that's like iced over and frozen over. It wouldn't be very useful. And Zsasz is not getting near the land with her ship.
As just like a smart person, right? Is it possible for me to figure out like the amount of work required to get it recouped into a working dock?
Yeah. I think so. A smart person could probably figure that out. You might need some advice from a trusted sailor to account for the things that you're not aware of. But if you're looking...
You have one.
You have many trusted sailors nearby. This is a thing that we can do here. But I think your plans are interrupted, Yaramir, when you guys start to walk into the town and see that pit in town has recently been redug open, and the earth is laid bare, and the hole at the bottom has been excavated even more. There's large mounds of earth and snow and dirt just kind of tossed all over the place.
Do we see any signs of occupation currently? Like, are there gnolls?
Yeah, Varys wants to look around for tracks in the snow.
Take a look at the weather recently. No, you find no tracks. Whatever came through here came long enough ago that the winds have buried all the tracks in the snow.
I think Grimes goes bounding down the slopes and tries to be the first to take a look at his traps.
Well, they're not there.
But is the hole missing? It's been like excavated?
It's been dug out, yeah.
So
one of the things you notice, Grimes, are these deep slash marks in the ground. It looks like a gargantuan creature has ripped apart the earth here with claws. Have my traps been carefully disabled, or is there just a heaping pile of rope and metal they're just like
with the snow?
They're just gone.
And like so we're there. It's a straight shot down to the hallway.
Right. So you got like this funnel that comes down, and then you got like the shaft, the slight shaft, and your traps were kind of worked in here, but it's.
And there were 40 caltrops on the ground. I mean, are those still there, or has it just been totally excavated and everything?
The area, like there's snow and dirt all in and out of this hallway. If you take some time looking around, you find your caltrops down there. There are some of them down there, but. It would probably take you
is there a bloody mess, or is it okay? Because caltrops do a point of damage each, right?
I think if
you were to carelessly move a pile of snow and caltrops, I think you would
probably step on them, yeah. But it looks like a lot of snow and dirt has fallen down on top of this, and there's been a lot of movement down in here. So all the snow and dirt has been all like mixed up together, and whatever blood might be here has been like mixed in.
We should see if there's anything left in the treasury.
Does this look like a dragon, Neal?
Does it look like what the fuck a dragon looks like? Sure, yeah, it's totally a dragon, William. Yeah.
No, so I think we descend.
Yeah. Well,
head down the hallway.
It would be right.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the sailors probably stay at the surface.
Yes, the sailors are waiting for William to secure the area for them, so they don't know of this excavation.
Oh, they're not. They didn't even come with us. They stayed at the dock, or they stayed at the ships.
Yeah, William told them to hang back while you guys searched the area.
Yeah, I guess we all go down.
Yeah.
Well, you head in, down into the earth, down the stairs, across the halls, all that fun stuff. You get back to the treasure vault. You can see the area where the bridge is. Has some markings over it. There's like dirt and snow tossed onto it, and you go across the hall, across the bridge to where the treasure chamber is. So we cleared
the bridge previously. Someone else has come and traced it out with dirt and snow.
Yep. And the treasure chamber is empty. So the last copper coin is empty.
I'm so surprised.
Did the crossbow trap go off?
There's a rope in here, but there's no crossbow.
Yeah.
There's a blood stain on the ground.
Yeah. Someone did get shot by the crossbow.
Someone got shot by the crossbow. and then took the crossbow. They just left the rope behind. Actually, you know what? They didn't even leave the rope behind. There's just a blood stain on the ground, and like the
Did
stone
they really take the
coffers and
crossbow? So they
tables.
probably don't have the technology to fletch bolts for the crossbow.
But they took it.
But they took it. All right. Well, Gnoll hunting it is.
Let's go and check the tavern.
Yeah.
Sure.
The spikeboard trap has been deployed and then destroyed. It's left in tatters on the ground somewhere.
Should I roll a d6 for damage? Or should I roll damage for these crossbow bolts? And
no, I don't think it's enough to kill anything outright. Maybe. Go ahead. Give me like a d10 for damage to be generous.
So the crossbow is d6 plus 1.
Sure.
So that was 3 from the crossbow trap. How much? D10 from the spike thing?
Yeah. From the spikeboard.
That is quite generous.
Yeah.
4.
Neither of those are enough to kill something outright, but there are signs of...
But there's wounded Gnolls. Get them.
Wounded Gnolls, yeah.
All right. Has the tavern been occupied since we've been here? So it seems like they tripped the trap. They lived here.
Yeah.
Stole our treasure. How did they get all that treasure and get it out? Like something else other than Gnolls excavated that for them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do they have a beast of burden, or were they just following in the wake of whatever Umber Hulk is stalking these halls?
Well, what's the plan now? Do we go back to the fort and pick up our sled? Or do we just head straight to the tower from here?
We should go back to the fort. We don't even have any rations to survive here for long.
We could send... Zsasz might have some rations we can procure.
We can send
her with what treasure we have, and to have her come back to pick us up in another month.
We should have plenty to secure a boat. Like we still took nearly 70 pounds in art objects.
What do we need back at the fort? This land south of the wall is ripe for the taking.
Better sled. We can carry more.
Captain, I look to William.
If we try and take rations, Zsasz will probably have to sell them to us, and I don't want to pay her any more than we already are.
Yes, you would.
Let's just see what she says.
Ferris, are you getting paid anything for this expedition?
No, but us procuring more money means that we can buy more things for the fort.
For the fort.
Let's see what Zsasz says about let's see what Zsasz says about the Russians.
Oh, so Zsasz is our captain now. I see. I sulk back towards the rowboats.
Zsasz will sell you rations.
Yeah, so I tell the men to take us back to the main boat so that the Gnolls have got to it.
Yeah. All right, you get back to the ship. Zsasz is disappointed, but not too terribly surprised by this news. This is not the first time someone has promised her vast sums of wealth for just a little bit of work and then not delivered. She will happily take her 5% of what you guys have.
Yep, which will count back in the fort as
and she'll take you back to the mainland, back to the Fort Wick.
No, but if she'll sell us rations at a reasonable price, I think we should just stay and go to the tower now.
She will sell you rations at 20% higher than market value.
So
because
how much
she
is
has
that?
to go buy them and get them and bring them down here and all that jazz. So let's take a look.
So how long would we need? Another month? Do you think? Because if all that stuff's still,
I think we need to go back to the fort. Like if we bring the better sled, then we can carry more treasure when we're done with this. And it's clearly been taken out of the town. We're gonna need a better carrying system to get all that treasure back, even if we recover it. Like I don't know why we want to stay here. We need the new sled.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think initially Grimes was saying, let's go right now. They've got our treasure. But I think once we're back on the ship and discussing this...
It's not like they can spend the gold.
Yeah, we'll raid the tower, I guess, with a better plan at a later date.
Is there just for the sake of my curiosity, that Grimes can gauge whether or not the digging was done down or up?
Yes. It was
I'd like to know if something crawled out or if something crawled in.
That sounds like something
in.
Crawled in, yeah.
Well, we did get the magic items, so we did get most of the wealth.
Yeah,
really.
and I'm about to level up, so I guess that's nice.
All right, so I guess we go back to the fort.
Let's just get our experience and go home.
All right, you guys make it back to the fort. A few days later, we will pick up on the 23rd of December, which means I need to get a new calendar because we have run out of days.
It's Christmas time. Yay.
Hurrah!
All right, let's calculate wealth. Experience, I mean.
It's not really going to be that much, is it?
As long as it's 50.
Well, yeah. It's taken ages to get to level 5.
Well, because it's double each time, man.
Yeah, I know. I just think that XP slowed down a bit, maybe since the start.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because we haven't gotten appreciably more from session to session.
So, let's see. You uncovered the treasure here. That's worth 1,000 experience. You successfully brought part of it back. I'll give you some experience for that. You didn't fight any gnolls, but you... What did you do?
Trapped
you set a couple of traps, yeah. You hauled yourself over there. You made good on your deal with Zsasz. You didn't screw her on that. Yaromir, you didn't learn any spells while you were out, but you did play around trying to create, like, golem snowmen.
Yep.
Okay. And we had some good role playing today. Learned all about you guys. We're at about 4. Why doesn't everybody take home 840 experience? Or for everyone except for Sean, 924 experience.
140, you said?
840.
Plus 900 and...
924 for everyone else.
1387. 4.
Alright.
I'm only like 1,000 behind you.
We know Grimes has leveled.
Yep.
So you want to roll us that D8 for hit points?
Yes, I do. All right. RD8. Boom!
Oh, nice.
I got 30 HP now.
Wow.
That
and you
was
also
awesome.
get 100 points to add to thief stats.
And I get new saving throws. And my assassinate goes up. So let's find something to use that on.
Are you level 5 now, Grimes?
I am level 5. I might even get... I guess there's no proficiencies I would get.
No, you get a +1 to hit at level 3 and 4, so you should be at +2 to now.
Yeah, but that was last level. All right, so my saves all go up by 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And you'll have to fill us in on the way that you distribute your thief points.
Yeah, I mean, when we were working on that door, I was like, I need to dump all of these into pick locks to up that, but...
We magicked it.
We magicked it.
I think
Neal meant
that in the future.
I think Neal meant for that to be a long-term challenge for Grimes, and it turned out he just magicked it.
Don't go visiting my intentions.
I mean, locked doors aren't long-term problems. Locked doors get solved in D&D in a session or less.
Not with these. But with the thief rules, there's like tiers of locks, and if you don't have now,
I get that. That just made it more challenging than normal. But like locked doors are easy, man.
I guess
not without a wizard. We wouldn't have got in without you.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without you, man.
It's because in classic fashion, wizards are better thieves than thieves.
You reckon?
You are all very clever people. I just had an easy answer. You guys could have.
Well, yeah, that's wizards. They're the easy answer to all problems.
Hey, man, it's not as easy as it seems, all right?
No, I played a cleric. It's the easiest thing in the world. Spellcasting is so strong in D&D.
Anyone else level up or get near leveling up?
No, I'm about 3,000 off.
I'm at 1,100 off.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that wraps us up for Frozen Frontier today. Low combat, basically no combat, but some interesting exploration and some loot. Anything that you want to leave our viewers with or leave yourselves with for next week? Your plans, your intentions, your desires.
Take the dogs back down to Treasure Town.
Yep.
And
can we rename it Flavor Town and just like have it be branded by Guy Fieri?
I'm down with that because honestly, we didn't.
Treasure Town has such a nice ring to it.
Yeah, but we didn't get the treasure from Treasure Town. Like, it doesn't deserve to be called Treasure Town until we get the treasure from it. I think at least temporarily. It should be Flavor Town.
I think maybe the crew of the Sea Skipper starts to sarcastically call it Treasure Town because we dragged them all down there and there was no treasure.
It's true. Grimes did beat William in 1v1 combat. Grimes, I think you're the captain now. I think that's how this goes.
I was tempted to fight Grimes after that and just like hope that I nailed him on the first hit to show up William even harder.
So I actually wanted to say that at the end of that night when we were going to sleep, when I like wake Grimes up for his watch or whatever, I want to just like wake him up and whisper to him that if you ever try anything like that in real life, it won't go so well for you. Because he's my prisoner, right? So don't you be trying to escape.
A little sensitive.
Jeez. Yeah. They really didn't want me to spar with them because I whooped their ass. I think maybe I'll teach these guys a couple of tricks. Teach them how to trip and trap and
they worked quite well.
We really need to redo that system, Neal. Even if it's just typing up a spreadsheet of how to convert those combat options,
or just cutting them entirely because they're stupid.
Just change the AC target on them. Instead of 0, it's 20. Yeah. Everything else is fine.
So are we on for next week?
That's the question.
Yeah. I am.
Ferris, you on here? You good for next week?
I need to go with a maybe on that.
It is
depends on when I go
weekend.
back.
Yeah.
It's more that I'm traveling.
Right.
And I don't know what day I'll be traveling. I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Okay.
Neal, you know on Roll20?
Yeah.
If you zoom out on the map all the way, the bit we've uncovered is exceptionally small. Is that the map as big as it looks?
No, because when you zoom out on a normal Roll20 map, it like takes up a small corner of your screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I am intentionally leaving the size of the island mysterious.
Yeah, of course.
I would imagine, seeing as one of the options that Neal gave us was survey of the island, that it's quite large. Because I don't think you would need a survey of a like kind of.
It's probably
if the island ended like not all that far to the south and then looped around, you wouldn't need that.
Yeah, true. Well, good game, everybody.
Yeah. It was fun.
Good game. Good game.
See you next week for something. We could do a flashback at the very least.
At the very least, we'll do a flashback if we can't all make it. If we don't see you next week, happy Thanksgiving to the Americans. Canadians, you already had yours. It's our turn now. Okay. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Night.
Bye-bye.